It's the podcast nobody asked for. Gary and Terry argue about music.
Gary.
Yes, sir.
September
25.
Gary and Terry argue about music.
Remember, we don't argue.
We do argue. Matter of fact, we're going to argue big time about my first topic before we bring on our guest.
Oh, we have a guest?
Yeah.
Oh, that'll make it interesting.
Folks, just so you know, Gary Knight from the Thefriesband is a snob.
No, I'm not.
He's a musical snob. And let me explain why. I was out playing disc golf, minding my own business, and it's in Gary's backyard, by the way.
And my backyard has its own disc course.
It does. It's actually pretty nice. And we got into conversation about different kinds of singers singing with bands. And for some reason, I don't know how we got there, you made the statement that you don't like when a female vocalist does a male vocal song. Right? Like if some, a great female vocalist.
Guilty.
Why?
I just, if there's a great song out there and there is a male vocalist that did that song, Peter Cetera got great high range.
Yeah.
The dude from Journey, Steve Perry, high range, and all of a sudden you see a band and a girl is singing that song. That just takes it to a level that I can't handle. I want girls singing girl songs and guys singing guy songs. Unless they're going to really do it differently.
But you're a music chauvinist. Wouldn't that be called a music chauvinist?
Probably.
Yeah.
Probably.
But I mean, the Milos, the band I'm in, has a great singer named Karen.
Absolutely.
That she does almost all the vocals because she's way better than myself or my brother.
But she's got that high range, but you could probably...
But she does male vocal songs.
I know.
Oh my God! The truth is coming out.
That's not in my.
All right.
game.
So when you see Gary out there, make sure you point out the fact that somewhere in the world there's a band with a female vocalist doing a male song, and he would not approve.
Yep.
Send all cards and letters to Gary Knight.
Also, if you come up to the Thefriesband and you're a female, they don't want to come up and say, "Hey, can I sing a song with you?"
Why not?
Unless they're going to do a harmony part or something, but they're not going to do a lead vocal.
Oh my God, you really are
of a male song.
I'm speechless.
Well, we had to find something to finally argue about rather than discuss.
So before we bring out our special guest, in the topic, I think it would be fascinating for both you and I. Let's talk a little bit about the Christmas project that's kind of kicked off. And when I started this, I didn't know if it would work or not. But right now, we have, thanks to your help and Jeff Stevens' help, we have all the big name bands in the area, which is the Thefriesband, Stranger, Alexa Gomez, Ashley Martin, Brass Tracks today. The Hathaways, Elise and Moses Marbark family.
Brockman Brothers, saw them the other day at Guitar
Haines.
Fest.
Yeah, so we have all these people lined up to provide a Christmas track that we're going to be providing to the folks for free, right? Not going to cost you anything. There will be a button there that says, "Hey, if I'd like to donate to a charity," and we're still trying to figure out which charity we should submit the money to. And if you have any ideas about which charity that should be, please let us know. You can donate some money to a charity for the local area here. And we're going to release that sometime in early November, and we'll make sure everybody out there knows about how to download those songs because your songs will be fantastic.
Well, we'll see. We've got the guitar track. That's it.
Okay. That's a good start.
Yeah, it's something at least.
And,
it's more than some have, right?
It is. So for the next 2 months, we're going to be busy in the studio. And there's another studio, Mike, up in Fairborn at First Flight Studios is going to be helping us out, recording some of the bands.
Mike Stark.
So we'll be, we've got 2 studios working full time to get this thing done. And hopefully it'll turn out great.
It's just a fantastic concept. So,
it is. I'm a brilliant guy.
I love it. I was going to say, who came up with that? Because I'm sure it wasn't you.
Well, as I was sitting with Saul Gomez down here, and we just said,
there you go. Okay, we got some brains in work. There we go.
Saul helped me.
Way to go, Saul.
Yeah. All right. So the reason you and I are talking today, and our guest is going to come out here, is how do you learn songs from the band?
By ear, almost everything. It's like if I hear a song I'll pick up my guitar and I'll figure it out to the best of what I can play, and then send it, to the boys or talk to them. Hey, this song? I'd really like to learn this.
You write down the chord C.
I start
F.
I start in A or I start in G.
Yeah.
But we detune everything, so I'm sure it's
yeah.
something totally different.
Right.
Then it just kind of, hey, I like this. Hey, I like it. And if the other band members are on board, then we'll say, okay, everybody have a version kind of worked out, and we'll have a practice. We don't do that very often.
But so you're learning it by ear.
Yes.
Right.
Yes.
As a kid, you take the needle, you put it here, you find that's a C, you bring it back. Yep, that's a C, and they'll let the needle go another 2 seconds to figure out the next chord.
We weren't allowed to play with needles when we were kids.
You had cassette disc.
Yeah. So we had laser discs.
So the world we live in, and the world that most of the people we talk to at other bands live in the same world we are.
Yes.
Right? Where
Yes.
we're learning by
Absolutely.
ear. Maybe you're downloading something off the internet now with chords.
But now you can actually go on to YouTube and say, hey, what are the chords to
Brandy or something.
Brandy,
Yeah.
yeah. And there's a guy on there, probably hundreds of them, showing
show
you the
you.
chord progression, and here's how we play it, and they're all different. But at least it's a male usually singing a male song.
I promise you, anybody watching this, and there's probably 3 people, that they're going to come out and hit you on that one.
No, that.
All right.
I love the women out there, vocalists, but they need to stick to women's
Oh
songs.
my God, you are definitely never mind. Let's bring in our guest. Chris, come out and join us, please.
Chris who?
Chris.
Chris? Does he have a last name?
Chris Haines.
Okay.
That's me.
So Chris is the leader of the Hauer Swing Band. And you guys have probably all seen the Hauer Swing Band because they've been playing Americana Fest for how many years, Chris?
I can never figure that out, but it's close to 35 years.
Wow. You weren't there the whole time, were you?
I was there in 91, and they had already been doing it for a good 5 or 6 years.
Wow.
That's amazing. How long?
Should we put Leader of the Band on right now and kind of
I
cue
love
that,
that song.
That's a
cue
leader?
that song when he walks in?
Are you talking about
maybe?
leader of the pack?
No, Leader of the Band. Come on, Dan Fogelberg.
I thought you were going to
shit.
sing the Johnny Carson theme.
Oh, yeah, that's right.
Da.
Well, you got it.
So how long, because I'm wearing my Hauer shirt, by the way, Bill and Jim, if you're watching, I should get a free shirt.
There you go.
How long has the Hauer Swing Band been in existence?
Well, the band, somewhere in the early or mid 80s, was a reunion band of orchestras in the area that had libraries of arrangements, which we're going to talk about.
Okay.
And several of the musicians had passed away, and they had half bands left. So the Carl Taylor Orchestra was one of those reunion bands, and the Dale Elton Orchestra. So we have library arrangements from both of those orchestras. Those guys got together just as a practicing band on Tuesday nights in the old Hauer building downtown, the
I
big
remember it.
4-story thing,
Oh, yeah.
on the ballroom on the 4th floor.
I want to interrupt. I don't know what a library is.
The
A
music,
library arrangement, is that
the
charts?
written music
Okay,
charts.
okay. That's
yeah.
okay.
So when you
Yeah.
have a library of it, you're saying you have multiple charts for multiple songs?
And multiple
Yes.
instruments, right?
Yeah, and sometimes the same arrangement several times over, arranged differently.
Okay.
This is a whole new world for Gary and I, by the way, folks. Okay. But the Hauer Swing Band, I've seen pictures on the internet where it looks like it's in the 20s.
Yeah.
Any idea how long that goes back to?
Well, the Hauer Swing Band originally was Grandpa Hauer.
Grandpa Hauer, yeah. Not
and-
Jerry, but Grandpa Hauer.
Right.
Yeah.
And it was in the 20s. And if you get our first CD, the back jacket cover is the original picture of that band.
And it's from the 20s.
It's from the 20s. And those guys I got a picture of them, I think, standing out front of the Dayton Art Institute. They're leaning up on the steps there. I'm telling you, they look like gangsters.
So if you can give me that
Black
picture, I'll put
hats.
it up in front of us right now. Yeah.
Okay.
Yeah.
Well, they
All right,
probably
all
did
right.
have to have another occupation, so maybe they were. Yeah.
How many people in that band back then?
I think there were 15. 16 is the standard instrumentation for a big band.
Really?
So
See,
it's-
I didn't know that.
I
yeah,
didn't know that.
We thought there was 30 or 40 people.
Yeah.
You pull them in.
Yeah.
So you limit it to 15 or 16.
It's always 16, except for mine is 17 because we added the guitar, which was not always in
Right.
the original
Oh,
arrangements. Now, I had 2 vocalists, a male and a female.
That's very well balanced. That's good. That's good. That's good.
Because there are certain songs that the male needs to sing.
There you go.
Yeah, I'm with you.
But so we're 17 plus the male and the female vocalists.
Okay, so this is where it gets more fascinating to me. We practice a lot to remember how to do songs. We have 128 songs. You practice a little right before gigs.
None this year. Not one practice.
But how do you so for example, you guys did the opening to Bohemian Rhapsody.
Yes.
I saw that on.
That's a sound check we do.
But
then we open up Sister Golden Hair by America.
But how do you guys remember it if you're not practicing? Because I have to go back to practice because I can't remember.
No, we just hit a chord. Everybody hopefully remembers
where
their starting note, and that's it.
And you're in.
And we're in, and we do some a cappella stuff, which is nice 4-part tight stuff, and then go right into. We didn't want to do the whole song. The whole song didn't fit our genre.
Yeah.
So we did the easy part for us, the a cappella.
So we practice. You practice maybe a little. You guys, do you ever practice, or you just say, "Here's the sheet music, hit it"?
We have had practices. I think about 5 of them in the last 25 years.
Oh my goodness! Oh my gosh!
But those were special practices that were designed to add all new arrangements that nobody in the band had played before,
or new songs
that I had arrangements of new songs.
Okay.
That I had purchased.
So when you give out sheet music, is everybody's parts on that sheet music, or is it just the saxophone part and just the trombone part?
Just the one, yeah. There's 16 different pieces of music for each arrangement of each song.
And you're counting, so when you go click 1, 2, 3, you're starting. Those people have to realize that bar's coming up.
Well, the way it's written, it tells not only them exactly when their first note is, it tells me how I have to count it off. So the music has every little detail in it.
Oh my God!
And I sometimes standing up in front of the crowd, I have to lean over to the sax. I'm like, how do I start this? And just to remind me because I'm talking and things like that.
And you guys have a ton of sheet music available, right? How many songs do you think you've had a library access?
I have over 3,000 songs.
And how do you decide
something that's interesting is back in the old days,
What's
going
the old
from
day?
20s, 30s, 40s, big bands.
Gary's age.
When Gary was a teenager.
That's right. We refer to it as middle school.
The arrangements were specifically written for only that band, and they were coveted by that band. Sinatra had his arrangements, and he would not let anybody else in the world have them.
Wow.
Glenn Miller had his arrangements. No one else could have them.
I kind of thought you could buy that and anybody could do it.
You can today.
Yeah.
But you can't now. You couldn't back then. It was very specific. In fact, like, for example, when Frank Sinatra died, it was a huge deal about who was going to get his arrangements. And he willed them all to Steve Lawrence. So Steve Lawrence owns all of the Sinatra arrangements.
Edie got nothing.
Edie got nothing.
So, okay.
But remember also, when something's 50 years or older, it's public domain.
Right.
So now, after 50 years, people can write an arrangement and they can listen to a record like you do. You listen to a record and then you pick out the part. Well, there's guys that will listen to the record and pick out all 16 parts and write down the notes. They call that record ripping.
Yeah.
And when they're arranging. And then they write all 16 pieces out and they hand me a pile of paper. I pass it out to the guys. 1, 2, ready, go.
See, that's what I don't get.
That's a whole different world.
That's a different world.
Yeah.
So you could sit there with a piece of paper with lines on it.
Yeah.
I forget what those lines are called.
There's also dots.
Dots, yeah.
But you have to put those
Stabs.
dots on there.
Yeah.
If somebody's doing that record, so somebody's got to go, that's a C.
Right.
That's a
That's
G.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah, and the length of the note and value.
Do they know that by their ear?
Yeah. There's 2 different kinds of ear, and maybe you've run across this. There's something called relative pitch, which all good musicians have. You can I think that's an A, and you hit it, and you're right sometimes.
Oh, yeah.
Sometimes you're off a little bit.
Right.
Your ear has a relative pitch. There's also a thing called perfect pitch, and there's been all these studies about it where your bones they physically vibrate at 440 beats per minute. It's a physical phenomenon.
Wow.
And these guys are the guys that play in the Philharmonics. and they have perfect pitch. And if the orchestra is not exactly on the right vibration, it drives them crazy. And they won't play with bands that don't play exactly on their. I know it's very way up there.
I'm pretty anal about vocals being that way. If we've worked out a part, and I hear this part, and the blend isn't there, and I hear this one part off.
Right.
I get that feeling too, and it's like we got to go back. Somebody's singing the wrong note here, and they get a little upset with me once.
Oh,
in a
I don't
while.
doubt. I mean,
But you know, that's our shtick. You know,
Right.
the
You're
harmonies,
known
the
for that, yeah.
vocals, and so. You know, I'm probably a little anal, but I want them to be as tight as can be.
and it shows because of the way you guys sound. It sounds almost
Thank
exactly
you.
like the record
I'm not
stuff.
fishing for strokes.
No, you are. You are.
Well, that's because those guys all have good relative pitch. So when he picks a tune, tells them what key he wants it in, then they all know or listen to the song. They're all good at picking out just the bass part without listening to anything else. And then when they get together and they put it together, if they have a rehearsal or if they're doing it live on a new gig, it either goes or doesn't go, right?
Yeah, well, we will not play a song out in public that I can think of if we haven't rehearsed it.
Before
Yeah.
your rehearsals are sound check.
Well, that was Stranger. Stranger did their rehearsals at sound check.
But I didn't think you guys practiced.
We only do a sound check for a sound check.
Oh,
We've got one song where all five of us have a verse.
yeah.
And then there's some nice harmony chorus between a couple of them. And then we do an a cappella thing so we can get the blend mixed in. And that's pretty much our soundtrack. It's not what I want. I would love to do 4 or 5 songs, total songs.
Right.
But the boys are a little anxious and they don't want to spend too much time on a sound check.
All right. So, Chris, when you hand out sheet music, right? Do you purchase the sheet? Do you have to go online and go, I need call it big band sheet music, and they send you all the parts, or do you have to order sax?
If you're cool, you call them charts.
Oh man, I want to be cool.
Too late.
Can we call you Daddy-O?
That swings with me, man.
All right.
So you order the charts, and when you order charts, it comes with everything you need.
Yes, but you have to read what it comes with because sometimes it comes with less than 16 different instrumentation. Because there are 8-piece bands, and sometimes I'll pare the Hauer band down to an 8-piece band, which is 7 and 1 singer. And we arrange those differently so the chords are working with just that number of instruments.
And how you get this stuff? What do you do to it? Anything?
I have private individual guys, Tom Billing and some other players who have the arranging talent and ability. I've arranged some for myself, but it's time consuming.
I'll bet.
Yeah, you're looking at, Tom Billing just arranged 16 measures for us yesterday that we're going to do at the Chocolate Festival on October 4th for Faith and Friends Radio.
Cool.
And those 16 measures for 7 guys took him 3.5 hours. Now, 16 measures.
And that's only 7
That's
guys.
4 beats. That's 30 beats. Or 4 times 16. So whatever that is. 64 beats at this speed. 2, 3, 4, 5. He did 64 beats, 3.5 hours it took him to write that out. See what I'm saying?
Yeah.
So-
Not to go off track, but think about what Beethoven and those guys were doing. They were charting
crazy.
orchestra, all the little notes and dots
yeah.
in the chart.
Yeah.
Cool, Daddy-O.
How could you
This is
possibly?
swinging cats here.
I
aren't
love
we?
it.
Quincy Jones, just think about the stuff he was doing.
That's right.
Yeah.
Oh my God.
Burt Bacharach.
Yeah.
So your world amazes me, right? Sometimes people from your world look at us, go, "How do you guys do that?"
Right.
And we look at you, and go, "How do you guys do that?"
Right. Well, there are some people, it's kind of the left brain, right brain thing. There's some people that can't do it at all without a piece of music sitting in front of them.
Oh, I've seen those people
At all.
Yeah.
And then there's other people that never want a piece of music.
Right, the
they want
improvisers,
you want to
right,
use it
that-
by ear. Well, in jazz, then there's the improvisers
right.
that will start with a framework
Right.
and then just play all around the chords.
Yeah.
They play every note
Yeah.
of the chord, and
Yeah.
then some of them that aren't quite in the chord,
Right.
on
right.
purpose.
Yes.
Well, what's funny? A quick side story. When I was in fourth grade band at Normandy Elementary School.
There you go.
Mr. Chadrick. My mom went out and bought me a trumpet at Blue Music up on Street.
Blue music,
Yeah.
yeah.
Come in, and they gave you little dots. I'm dyslexic, and I really didn't know what it was back then. But I can't follow the dots. I just get blown away by them. But I could fake it because I could learn what other people are doing. I could fake what they're doing.
And what was your instrument?
Trumpet.
Okay.
So
I knew I liked you.
well,
I'm
you
a
liked me to
player
the point
too.
where I got to 5th grade, and you had to stand up and do solos, and they give you the charts. I couldn't do it, and he told me to maybe I better find a different thing to do. So
Yeah,
I got kicked out of 5th grade.
from day one, they, first, this is an A, this is a G, you finger it like this is an F. You learn 3 notes, and then you play hot cross buns until your parents hate you.
What's
Hot cross buns, hot cross, da, da,
Yeah, okay.
da, da. Okay, I didn't know that I'd be singing hot cross buns today.
I was just getting ready to do a harmony to it.
Wrong, too. and then you learn a 4th note and a 5th note, and you spend from 4th grade all the way through college and learning all the notes. And like every player in my band can play every note in every scale and every key, and so some of those things are really difficult keys. And you're better at the easier ones than some of the harder
Do they
ones.
transpose on the fly?
Many of them, I'd say half of them can transpose on the fly.
So you go, let's do it in A flat, and they'll just jump to A flat.
Well, the big band wouldn't do that because not all 16 can do it. It has to stay with the chart.
Okay.
And you know that because when we're bringing in a vocalist and they want to do one of our arrangements,
Right.
it has to be the arrangement in the right key that we have it written for. Now, back in the old days, when big bands were where all the money was, it wasn't Taylor Swift where all the money is right now. But there was a time when big bands was all the money, and they had their own staff arrangers with each band.
Right.
So literally, if they were playing with an artist, Gary Knight come in and sing a Sinatra tune with the Count Basie Orchestra, but he wanted to do it in B flat instead of A.
Exactly.
That arranger would spend all night long writing everything in B flat
for all the different instruments.
for all the different, pass them out in the morning. And those guys,
And they didn't have computers
See what a
back
pain
then.
what a pain I was. Had to do it in B flat.
but those libraries of tunes then became so coveted that they got passed down. We have libraries from 4 or 5 bands in the area. And then I have some of the exact original arrangements from Glenn Miller, the exact original arrangements from Tommy Dorsey. The Tom Frogner Band, he does a lot of the Tommy Dorsey arrangements and the very original arrangements, and that's his thing.
Yeah.
But I've gotten away from that starting in the 90s because there were so many bands that did that, and all that by eminent domain was available. So I do a lot of Michael Bublé. I do a lot of Sinatra stuff that's not there. I do some Steve Lawrence things that are not available. I do Harry Connick. I do a lot of stuff that's not available. And I've also added in recent years, as you know, because we talk about this because of the Americana, I've added a whole set of maybe 20 songs from the 1970s that have horns in them. You would know all these.
Like Chicago stuff, or
No, more like Tom Jones.
Oh, yeah,
and
Tom
Frankie
Jones.
Valli.
Dun,
You're just too good to be true.
Yeah.
But they've got da 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 dee da 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 that kind
Oh,
of.
yeah.
by the way, Chris will do the whole song if you'll let him. He'll do the whole song for you right here. I've learned that lesson.
I'll join in.
Let's go. And so we're doing those tunes, and then Ryan Roth, who sings with me, he does the big Elvis show.
We know Ryan.
He loves that 70s stuff. So
Yeah.
yeah, and he just wails on that stuff too. So.
Oh yeah.
So, what does a chart cost? If you go buy a chart,
What a good question.
That is.
You can
that's
do
a good question. What do you expect from me?
You can do them custom. And when you hire someone to do a chart custom for you, you're looking at $300, $350.
For all the parts.
For all the parts. But some guys have a library. There's a guy out in California that I use, and there's a website called SinatraCharts.com. And he does Sinatra plus a lot of other stuff. And because it's over 50 years old and it's eminent domain, he'll sell them for $25. So I can sometimes
That's not a lot.
and if we bring in a singer that wants to do a song I don't have, because the players can read charts perfectly or almost perfectly, I can buy one, print it off at home, put a number on it, pass it out, and say, "Here we go, guys."
And do they come with a book? Or so at a show, you walk up there, you come early because I know you're setting up everything, all the chairs, the Hauer Swing Band pedestals. the mics. Do you bring it all, or do they come with their own music?
I bring it all. I bring a whole tree in my van
Wow.
of paper. It's very heavy because each book is this thick and probably weighs 10 or 15
And you're
pounds.
going through the night before and putting in the songs you want to do for each book? And
That-
the order you're going to do them?
I don't do that. I print a piece of paper and I put it on everybody's stand, and they're required to come early and pull their music. And after the gig, they're required to file it back in numerical order.
That's crazy.
Yes.
The whole is a different world.
And
But the advantage to that is if the third trumpet player, that specific guy, has the flu or he's sick, and I can hire a guy coming out of Centerville or
Yes.
CCM, or I can call someone and say, I need someone, and they'll tell me who's available that day. They can come in, and if they're a master reader, they can sit down, and you will never know.
absolutely, I've
Any-
seen it.
Well,
I've
at
seen
all.
it.
Hold on.
You
You
were-
just said something. There's a number 1-800. Give me a musician. Is that what you call it?
There are places like that, but people like me have circles of other friends, and
Okay,
we were
so-
talking about Hal Amelia. He's one.
Yeah.
I've
Oh,
called
yeah.
him and said, hey, I need a really good reading sax player, and it may or may not be someone who has to solo as well, because soloing is completely different,
yeah.
the improvisation
Yep,
stuff.
yep.
So I might say I need a second tenor player or a first tenor player who can not only solo but is a master reader, and he'll give me a name. Of course, Hal's the best out there too.
Yep.
All right. So you have 16 people on stage. You're giving them music. You're giving them a list. And I come to find out through you that oftentimes it's not the same people on stage.
Right.
How many? If you have 16, how many are different from show to show? You should probably have some regulars, right?
I have every chair in every one of the 16 plus the 2 singers is given to a person. And like this morning, I just sent out a gig that we're doing in January. Sends an email out to everybody. I sent them the details of the gig. We're playing at the Presidential Banquet Center. It's for an inaugural ball. This is the group, and this is
Right.
what it pays. And we're wearing a tuxedo. And everybody responds, "Yes, I'm in. Yes, I'm in. No, I can't make it." When they say no, I can't make it, I see what chair they have because they all have the first right of refusal.
By the way, what does chair mean?
We call it chair because the first alto sits in this chair.
But what does it mean to be a first alto versus second alto?
Um,
Are you better?
when you're in like an orchestral situation, yes. In our situation, they're almost all equal.
Yeah.
So I have to hire the first chair alto plays lead alto stuff the right way. That's like having a female vocalist singing a female song the right way.
That's that's
what
the way
Gary
it should
wants.
be done.
That's what-
Exactly.
But there are people who are great alto sax players who don't know how to lead play. So you have to hire a lead alto sax player for the alto 1 chair.
And that's somebody who can improvise.
No, that chair hardly ever. Well, sometimes, but
But okay, so I still don't understand the difference between a lead. What does it mean to be a lead?
number 1, first alto.
But you're better, I guess.
yeah,
It's the alpha.
it's the alpha. Hey, that's a good way to
Yeah,
put it.
I
he's
understand.
He's the more seasoned player. Won't say better, but more seasoned.
Just more aggressive in the way he plays.
Yeah.
He leads with the playing, and everybody
Yeah.
else. And so also, when you've got like sax section, there's 5 of you, and something has to be played this way, but it could be played this way. The lead alto plays it this way, and everybody has to change their mind and play that style.
Really? So
Yeah.
he leads that group. So
That
basically-
style. Yeah.
And then you're leading the whole group.
And I also have a lead trombone player and a lead trumpet player. So that trumpets all play with their lead, the trombones all play with their lead, and the saxes all play with their lead.
My God, this is a different world.
I know.
I don't know. I couldn't survive. I wouldn't.
I love that you're
interested.
interested.
Well, hell, of course we're fascinated by
Yeah.
this because we're jealous. I mean,
Reading is something that allows us to have a sub in a chair without any preparation. So, I mean, I was going to ask you earlier, when you get hired for a gig and it's going to be on June 15th and one of your guys says, I can't do it, do you have to turn the gig down?
Only if it's our drummer.
Okay.
Yeah,
You can sub a drummer.
We can, and I'm not downplaying the drummer at all.
oh no, he's great.
But and it's got a great vocal.
Yeah.
But he's not involved in the intricate harmonies like the front 4 are.
Right.
And so if he
He can
can't,
add in.
if he can't make it, we've got a handful of drummers saying, please pick me. We'd love to
Right.
play with you. And we have done that even this year.
And those guys know all of your
Right.
repertoire.
Right.
Yeah.
Or they, they say, hey, send us some videos of a
give me a
show
list.
or
I'll
something.
YouTube them, and they know most of them
But
anyway.
if it was one of, if it was our keyboard player,
You're
our
like,
bass
"Can't do
player,
it."
me, or the other guitar player, can't do
Now
it.
imagine if, as I do, for each one of those 16 chairs, I have 10 subs.
Amazing.
A list of 10. Imagine if you had 10 subs for each thing.
Oh my God.
If your piano player
It's
said
160.
We'd be playing all.
you'd be playing every day all the
Right.
time because you'd never turn a gig down because
Yeah.
if piano player number 1 couldn't go, you just call the next guy on the list. And if you had 10 of them, you're going to get one of them.
Yeah.
So,
yeah.
Chris, how many gigs a year do you guys do?
I limit it personally myself because you've seen me set up. It takes me 3.5 hours to set up.
I get exhausted watching it.
And I'm lucky enough to have Jeff Sherby and Grant King Kohler, they call him. They come early and help me set up. And it takes us an hour and a half just to carry all the stuff to the stage.
So, how many gigs?
I limit it to about 2 a month, something like
That's
that.
what we do.
Do you have a trailer or to carry
have
all the equipment or?
Well, all the guys carry their own instruments, like drums and all that. I just carry the music and the extra stuff and the sound equipment.
Oh, okay.
And so I have a minivan at home that just stays packed.
I'm sure.
I never unload it. I drive it home and go to sleep.
Yeah.
Wow.
Now, do you run your own sound every show, or do you have a sound engineer come and?
I do myself.
Okay.
Mhm. And it's a constant thing that I'm always learning more about because I know nothing about sound. But I've been doing it for 30 years, so I mean, I know what
I should have picked up something in 30
I,
Well, that's
I know
the
how to
thing.
do mine.
with a big band, it's loud as it is.
Yeah, you're
like
right.
playing town
right.
hall, it's pretty loud as it is, but just getting a little bit over the top.
Right.
Some mics around always
Right.
helps a little bit.
Well,
And the
yeah.
balance between the instruments because a saxophone is not as loud as a bass trombone. So my bass trombone volume might be a little lower and then the second sax a little higher. And each player, too, who's in that chair might be a louder player than usual.
Sure.
I have to know, okay, this guy's a loud player. So I go to that channel number 11. I turn it down a little bit, hoping there'll be a balance.
Yeah.
And halfway through the gig, then I might adjust that because the new subs or something. But I don't get a lot of subs, maybe 2, maybe 1 or 2 or 3 a gig.
Wow, still a lot.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah. Our sound man is a trombone player, and so he comes up, and we have our horn section, one trombone, for 5 or 6 songs.
Those are my favorite songs, by the
And
way.
of course they are.
Yeah.
But we don't need him to be mic'd, but he mics himself, and so because it is a really prominent, loud.
And it sounds differently when without miking an instrument, a wind instrument, one you blow into.
Yeah.
It's a difference between an acoustic guitar and an electric guitar.
Oh, sure.
It changes the sound.
You're right.
So you got to mic. I mic every single instrument, all 16 channels, plus I put feeds for all the rhythm into the main board. But I don't have them very high.
Yeah.
I just get them all in there so I don't have this. They sound like they're way in the backyard.
So do you have a monitor system that they can hear what they're playing? They can hear what others are playing, or
I only give a monitor to the rhythm section, so that
because the rest are loud enough. Probably the instruments are loud enough.
Well, the horns are all playing with the rhythm,
Okay.
and if the singer for some reason will delay for a style, will just delay a phrase or something.
Sure.
I really don't want the horns hearing that.
Yeah.
I want them to hear the boom, 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 boom,
Yeah,
boom.
yeah.
They stay with the bass.
So,
Sure.
so the question I have, and this we'll have to end this because I could go all day. We could vamp if we see something going wrong or something happening. We can play off of that and vamp. There's no charts in front of us. What do you do?
We are in trouble.
Yeah. Okay.
And it's happened before. And generally, I'll be up front. And the music is labeled, every 8 measures is labeled with a big block A, B, C, D, E, F, G, usually maybe H. And we can get lost in the middle somewhere. And the rhythm section can vamp, like you just said, rhythm section can just...
Sure.
And I'll be like, okay, everybody, when I say go, we're going to go right back to letter E.
Can they hear you?
I'm screaming my lungs off.
Do we hear you?
And I go, E, with my fingers.
Oh,
And-
so if we're in the audience, are we knowing this?
No.
Okay.
Because I'm turned around backward, and I'm standing up there up way above all the mics. I'm like, E. And everybody knows we're lost because they're all looking at me like this.
16 eyes on you.
And I'm like, E. And then you'll see a band member go,
And that's the start of it.
and it's usually the lead alto in the front row middle because everybody's looking up for him, and he and I are talking. And we both go,
No.
and that's E, and we get back together again.
So we're going to end this because you guys, along with the Mubarak family, are going to be featured at the Christmas show this year.
Yeah, looking forward to it.
Yeah, which is the weekend before Thanksgiving up Uptown Centerville Town Hall. We did it a couple years ago with you guys. You got to come see this thing. It's just absolutely amazing. They're the fun band to watch. It's like Michael Bublé and everything in one big thing, doing Christmas songs. So
Yeah, and we're gonna marry some of their singers with our big band.
Yeah.
And it'll be a cool experience for us to have these really good singers in front of us,
Yep.
and for them who probably have never sung in front of a big band.
Yeah, I think Elise might come out. We're still working to get her out there to sing with you guys.
Oh,
So,
that was
yeah.
great. And last time when she did that, she's like, I love this, let's do more. So that's cool.
Well, there's an exception then. With Christmas songs, females can sing male or
Why?
female.
Why is
and
that?
males can sing
Well, come
female
on.
or
You can't
male.
bend the rules.
No, that's it.
Why?
It works with Christmas songs because Christmas songs are Christmas songs. Everyone does them. You know.
Okay, never mind. All right, we're going to end this with one last question for both you guys.
All right.
Name your favorite song with a horn section or big band that you really that's just your favorite one.
Oh, boy.
What the-
Why don't you have him name a swing and I'll name a rock?
No, our theme is big band.
Oh, big
Chris.
band, big band. Favorite? I just love so many. Of course, I love Sinatra. His arrangements are fantastic.
I didn't say give me a singer. I said give me a song.
I know you're going to push me for a
I
song.
was well.
Go ahead.
No,
You got one? I'm going to give you mine. Fly Me to the Moon. It's just a fantastic
I thought you
horn.
didn't want a song.
I want a
That's a good
song. No, I
song.
want a song.
Oh, you want a
That's a good one.
specific song.
a
Yeah,
specific
yeah.
song that you like. Well, that horn section's just great.
I love Gershwin.
Oh,
That's not
that's
a
great.
song.
Yeah, the blue. What is the
Rhapsody in
Rhapsody in
Rhapsody
Blue?
in
I
Blue.
Yeah.
absolutely love that.
Right,
That is
right.
great. It's a long
And
song.
you know that was also an influence of Brian Wilson. If you know anything
It made me want to
history-wise,
fly
when
United Airlines every time I heard it.
We have Mickey James come up with us
That Bublé guy.
and sing the Bublé guy, and he's going to be singing at the Christmas program at
Yeah.
Old Town. And he does an arrangement, Bublé's arrangement of Cry Me a River, which
Oh,
is one of
great.
my favorites,
Yeah,
and we
that's
do
cool.
we do that one.
So has Ryan Roth ever showed up at one of the shows in his Elvis outfit?
I purchased 12 Elvis songs
how fun.
written for big band, and we did a Valentine's Day gig at the Elegance and Dance Studio behind the Dayton Mall.
That is
And
too
and he
cool.
didn't wear his outfit. He said, "I'll come and sing it, but I want the outfit."
Okay.
We sang all 12 of those songs.
Wow.
With big band behind.
Yeah,
it.
yeah.
That was really fun.
That's very cool.
All right, Gary, we done arguing for the day.
we never argue.
By the
Remember?
way, we want to thank our sponsor, which really doesn't do anything for us, Bill's Donuts, because
Yes.
the boxes.
Yeah, boxes over off.
It gives us the energy to.
It gives us
That's
a
right.
sugar
That's
high, yeah.
sugar kick.
And Chris, thank you for joining us today.
Oh
you for
yeah,
having me.
that was great because
Thank
I
you.
absolutely was afraid I'd go into this knowing nothing.
And you come out of it knowing less.
Well, no, I learned a lot,
Yeah.
See?
but it was just really interesting.
Yeah.
I had no clue.
And I learned that you're a music snob.
Oh, you knew that before then. Yeah, come on.
All right, folks.
Just
thank
like
you
to
very
point
much.
it out.
We'll be back again in October.
Yes.
All right. See ya.